Hi everybody, we're at the Nicollet Island Inn here with Executive Chef Adam Drosky. I am Peter Plain, one of the restaurant managers, and we're going to talk about Mother's Day and talk about some wine as well. And for those of you that may not know already, we just were awarded by City Pages Best Brunch in Minneapolis. So looking forward to that, and of course we all want the best for our mothers. We're going to talk about some food on Best Brunch in Minneapolis, at least for this year. We're going to make sure that keeps continuing. What are we making today, Chef?
Today we are going to do a duck confit and sweet potato hash. And it's got a Mornay sauce with some fresh chives and a fried egg.
Awesome. And instead of talking about a specific wine with duck confit, we're going to talk about just pairing wine with breakfast in general. So that's going to be useful no matter what you're eating, whether it's the duck confit hash or it's our creme brulee French toast or something else on the menu. The brunch menu is online at nicolletislandinn.com, and we'll get going here and let you see for yourself what we've got in store for you.
All right. Okay, so the duck confit hash is a nice, rich, and hearty breakfast. So we're just going to do a nice quick saute of some red onion and some cremini mushroom.
A little sizzle there.
A little sizzle. That's the sound of happiness.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So this is a pretty quick dish. You can get duck confit at the store. It's a pretty common savory dinner item. We've kind of broken, kind of crossed the bridge to the breakfast realm and are utilizing it with some hash brown and some eggs to, like I said, recreate a really nice, hearty, kind of countryside breakfast.
And what is confit, just technique-wise?
So confit it's a really old school French technique of conserving and preserving duck. Back before refrigeration, a very common method was to cook protein, in this case duck, in its fat for a long time, slow and low. So at like 220 degrees for 10-12 hours. And then once it was confit or cooked, they would then hold it in its own fat. And that way they could preserve it for months and pull it right out of the fat and then use it. So it's kind of a technique that's not utilized for the same reasons it was created, because nowadays we don't need to do those things, we have refrigeration. But the flavor profile that's created through that process is so fantastic that it's now kind of brought itself back into the limelight of our culinary profession.
And it is ridiculously good.
Yes.
You just have to ignore the fact that it's fat. It's completely healthy. Just disregard the fat
the
part.
good fat.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that you mentioned, we talk about fat. That's one of the key things about pairing wine with food, and whether it be breakfast or lunch or dinner. The thing we have to bear in mind with pairing wine is, first of all, the old rules of pairing white with light dishes and red with meat don't apply. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're going to limit yourself.
Right.
So the biggest thing is when you've got fatty things like we've got the duck fat, we've also got sauces like Mornay sauce, Bernaise, Hollandaise, a sauce Chiron, which you have in our Benedict.
Yep.
When you've got wine that has a lot of acidity, it pairs well with fat. So you can then go white or red, whatever your choice is, because not everyone likes red, not everyone likes white. So we've got some actual wines over here we want to take a look at. A couple examples. We got Pinot Noir, and this one happens to be from Oregon. That's a very, very nice one. We've got Pinot Gris, which is Pinot Grigio, except not grown in Italy. Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris are the same grape, or very, very similar grapes, just grown. This one's from Oregon as well. And we also have a Côte de Rhône, which is from southern France, which is a great all-purpose table wine. And this is actually our house red as well, as being one of our go-to pairing wines because it is so food-friendly. And the things that they have all working for them is that great acidity. So you want to balance acidity with fat, and then just try and learn through trial and error. And the best thing about trial and error with food and wine is you're eating food and drinking wine while learning. So you almost want to make mistakes. So you can do it again and again. So we got a few more veggies going here with the confit.
Yep, so we added our sweet potato, our regular hash brown that we've kind of seared off ahead of time, and then a little bit of fresh asparagus. We're just going to let that cook for another minute here. Salted it and peppered it, of course. And then we're going to add our pre-cleaned duck meat we brought out for us to look at. So this is the duck confit meat, so this is leg and thigh. And there's also some spices and some herbs in there to give it a nice depth. So we're just going to go ahead and add that.
So if you're looking here, we've got sweet potato, we've got red onion, we've got red onion, red pepper,
some cremini mushrooms.
Cremini mushrooms, absolutely. So we've got all these savory, kind of earthy flavors. So if we were going to pair a wine with this dish specifically, we want to go back to the Cote de Rhone over there because we've got all these earthy flavors, and then in the Cote de Rhone you've got Grenache, you've got Syrah, you've got Mourvedre, and all have really good acid, earthy flavors, and it's just, you know, this, and plus it goes well with duck because the south of France they have a lot of peasant foods, duck, lamb, and you know, just game dishes. And it's going to be kind of right up that alley. So again, this is, we're doing, you know, duck, which is a fowl, but we're doing red, and we've got egg, but we're still doing red. So traditionally it'd be a white pairing, but you know, the heck with tradition. Let's have fun.
Yep. So we're kind of breaking all the rules, aren't we?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and swing over here, Peter, and we'll go ahead and plate this puppy up.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. So a little heavy on the portion size, obviously. We're gonna usually make it in batches for brunch. So we go ahead and mound the confit hash piece on top of a nice square bowl, and then we're gonna put 2 fried eggs on top. And then we've got our house-made Mornay sauce, which is a cheese bechamel. And this is really what makes this whole dish kind of sing, brings it all together. Again, this is not an Atkins-friendly dish, obviously. This is not very health-friendly.
Well, it's high.
It's probably
it's high fat.
Atkins-friendly.
It's not low carb.
But it's, yeah.
But it is, you know, it's high. It's high flavor.
It
so
definitely
really
is.
when it comes down to it, yeah, it's not low fat, but it's high flavor.
So that should pair nicely with our wines that Peter Plains picked out, and also should add a nice complimentary course to the Mother's Day brunch this next Sunday.
Absolutely. And there are a few more slots available later in the afternoon for Mother's Day. So if you haven't gotten, you know, a reservation yet, please do. And we'll hopefully see you on Mother's Day or the brunches from now all through summer. All right. Thank you very much.